Is it unfair to be born rich?
You know, if you're in Vietnam and want to know about business, actually, if you're anywhere and want to know about business, you might want to check out Tom Peng. He doesn't fuck around. Yeah, Tom Peng. He's A-OK. Peace.
The short answer is yes, it is unfair to be born rich, because when you're born rich, you have access to better education, better health, better nutrition, you get a head start in life. If you want to attend better school, if you want to start a business, whatever, your family can support you more than a poor family can. So it is unfair. So what should you do about it? Well, nothing. Not much at all. Okay, so let's talk about me for a moment, all right? I was born into a fairly wealthy family. However, my parents did not spoil me. They did not pamper me. They did not give me everything that I wanted, right? They made sure I stayed hungry. I got really cheap haircuts, basically a bowl cut. They bought me cheap glasses. They made sure, I suffered in high school. They made sure I suffered in my childhood. They made sure that I stayed hungry. They live a very, very affluent, good life, but they made sure I suffered. And there is reason in their madness, and there is wisdom in the way they bring up their children, because they understand that I need to have pain and suffering. They understand that I need to stay hungry if I am to achieve anything of importance, because they themselves, went through hardship. My parents, when they were in their youth, they suffered. They were extremely poor, and they had to work really, really, really hard and struggled to get to where they are today. So they want me to go through that same suffering, because they know if I went through the same kind of pain and suffering, then there's a chance that I will be a great person. So yes, it is unfair that some people are born rich. However, we all heard stories of family, 3 generations. The first generation created the wealth, the second generation maintained it, and the third generation squandered it, right? So meaning that the first generation, they work really hard, they understand hard work equals wealth, right? The second generation, they saw their parents work hard, so they understand how to maintain that wealth. But when it comes to the third generation, they never saw anybody work hard, so they squander the money and they destroy the family business, the family wealth. And this is a very common situation in the East and the West. So that's why, for my own children, I want them to go through the same pain and suffering, because I don't want them to grow up thinking that life is easy. Life is not easy. Life is hard. And they must go through it. They must go through the trials and tribulations. They must go through the crucibles of life in order to be somebody of importance. And if you worry so much about, being fair or unfair, if you're born rich or not, then you're thinking too much, because life is unfair. There is no fairness in life. Whether you're in business, whether you're in academics, whether you are doing whatever, life is unfair. Life is somewhat random, right? So there is no fairness. The only law that holds true is that the harder you work, the luckier you get. The harder you try, the luckier you get. That's all, right? You make your own luck. Some people are born with luck. Some people are born with less luck. But through hard work, you can change the equation. You can make luck happen for you. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, I believe for some years he was the richest man in the world, and Bill Gates was second. So, some years Bill Gates was number 1, and Warren Buffett was number 1 in other years. Of course, now it's all changed. Now, Jeff Bezos is the richest person on the planet. Warren Buffett once said, I forgot what he said. Let me look it up. Warren Buffett once said, from which womb you came out of, and I'm paraphrasing here because I don't remember exactly what Warren Buffett said. From whichever womb you come out of, that determines the fate of your life, right? And he believes that is wrong. So he believes that it should not be the case. Your life should not be determined by which pussy you came out of, right? Whether you're rich or poor, he wants to equalize. He wants to make everybody's have a similar chance of success. So that is why, and you can look this up on the internet, that's why even though Warren Buffett is the richest person in the world for some years, he decided to give away his money. He does not want to give his money to his children. And that I support. I would never, ever give my money to my children. Ever, ever, right? I would rather burn it. I would rather give it to the Save the Whale Association. I would rather give it to Save the Elephant Association, whatever. But I don't believe that I should pass my money to my children, because that's a perfect way to ruin their life. Because if they have their life easy, they will never understand, it takes pain and suffering and trial and tribulation and hard work to make a life meaningful, to make their life purposeful. They will never understand that. So I would never give my money to my own children, just like Warren Buffett never did. And also he convinced Bill Gates to do exactly the same thing. So that's why Bill Gates started the Bill Gates and Melinda Foundation. I believe it's called the Bill and Melinda Foundation. And they're trying to give away all their money. And this happened to so many billionaires, like even Andrew Carnegie, the richest person in history. Towards the end of his life, he decided to give all of his wealth away to charities, because he feels the same way, that money actually belongs to society. By passing it to their children, it's not going to help them. So let's talk about my view on this a little bit more. For my children, either push them to a private school, make them suffer, make them compete with other very smart people. I want them to have pain and suffering in their life. I want them to push hard. Better yet, I prefer that they go through a public school system, because then they will truly see the full color spectrum life, right? They will see rich people, they will see poor people, they will see people in between, they will see every aspect of society in public school, where a private school, they will not be able to expose to every aspect of life. I truly believe my children should not benefit from my wealth. I don't expect them to pay me money, but I also don't expect me to fund their lifestyle. Same goes with the women in my life. Just because I put my dick inside doesn't mean that I need to fucking support you. All right? No, I do not. Because the person that I want to be with is the person that supports me, that backs me, that believes in my dreams, that believes in my vision and fight with me. Right? If you're not that person, just because I put my dick inside you, you think that I have to support you for the rest of your life, you're wrong, bitch. Because, if that's true, there's like hundreds of women that I have to support, man. Okay? And plus, you happen to have my children, and I have to support you for the rest of your life. What about like a prostitute, about a hooker, after I put my dick inside and he takes the condom and he takes my semen and put it inside and get pregnant? Do I have to support that case? Hell no. Oh, I'm going a little bit far here, of course, but my point here, what I determine to be somebody I want to be with, somebody that I want to be a partner with, is somebody who is there to fight with me, somebody who's there to believe in a mutual vision, to have a similar goal and dream and want to make it happen. If you're in my life to sabotage me, if you're in my life to drag me down, no, I don't need you. I don't care how many babies you popped out because of me. That to me doesn't really matter. I care about if you have the same vision and goal and dream as me, and whether you will fight with me very hard to get to where you want to be. So yeah, I guess I'm a little bit old-fashioned. I believe in the, to death do us part, in good health and bad health, whatever, in good and bad times, like that person has to be there for me, and same mutually I am there for her, right? Just because I put my dick inside, they believe that I have to be there for them, I have to support them for their entire life. They don't have to do shit. They just sit back and, give me the fucking money. If that's the case, no, fuck off, right? I mean, I don't dig that. I don't like that. I don't think any men would prefer that. So for you gold digging bitches, life is really unfair if you think, you just spread your legs and then somebody will pay you money. That is stupid. It certainly doesn't work here, all right? Take fucking action and don't be a fucktard. Life is unfair. Deal with it.